Well, howdy, folks. I'm here with Julian Ramirez, a candidate for a position in Harris County here for the, I believe, 248th Criminal District Court. Is that correct?
That's right, Harris
Okay.
County.
Very
Absolutely.
cool. So tell us real fast about what office you're running for and why you're running for office.
Well, I'm running for one of the criminal court benches here in Harris County because we've got a public safety problem. I was happily semi-retired when I was approached a few months ago, and I took a look at it and really came to the conclusion that it was a lot worse than I had thought, and it's only gotten worse since then, with judges releasing dangerous defendants on multiple felony bonds, and then they go out and they pick up additional murder charges. You know, Crime Stoppers is keeping track, and I don't know what we're up to now. It may be close to 170 people that have been murdered.
Yeah, I think it's like 175 as of like yesterday.
Yes,
Yeah.
it just keeps getting worse and worse. And so I've been in public service all my life trying to keep the community safe, and I thought, you know what, I don't have a good reason not to run. Let me jump in this and see if we can't get some better judges elected.
That's wonderful. So talk to us a little bit about what you're looking forward to at convention, what you're doing here. Are you here as a delegate? What will this week look like for you?
I am not a delegate. I am here just to talk to you guys and answer all your questions and then walk around and check out all the booths and just see what I see.
That's awesome. Well, convention is the place to do that. So talk to us, judicial races often go under the radar. It's not something that a lot of voters, even the most engaged voters in Texas, pay much attention to. Talk to us about why judicial races are important and what these judges actually do day to day.
Well, I think the offices that most commonly affect the average everyday person are the courts. Whether they're criminal courts, if you happen to be a victim or a witness, or a family court, if you happen to be embroiled in a divorce or a custody dispute, a civil court, you happen to get sued, or someone rear ends you or something like that. They affect all of us most commonly, and they do sort of fly under the radar, unfortunately.
Yeah. So how do you get people to pay attention to these races? I mean, these oftentimes are so far down the ballot. I'm sure there's some voter fatigue that goes into that, of being, discouraged to go all the way down to the end of the ballot.
Well, right. Commonly, there's so much undervoting that goes on. Folks look for the most high-profile races, and then they look at the judicial races, and their mind goes, crazy. And there's so many of them. There's 68 of them in Harris County, right? So we're trying to work together as
68
Republican.
judicial positions?
Yes,
Wow.
on the ballot. Right.
Wow.
So we're trying to work together as judicial candidates to just get the word out to the party faithful that, look, you have to vote all the way down the ballot every single race. Otherwise, we will not take back the courthouse. And things will remain as they are, or get worse.
Particularly in light of straight ticket voting no longer being an option here in Texas for both parties, right? Straight ticket voting is not something you can just go in and click the button and have all the races highlighted for you in the booth. It's not an option anymore.
That's right.
So in terms of Harris County, I mean, third largest county in, I believe, the country. Huge population. A lot of things are always happening. We can't keep up with all the news in Harris County, and our reporter Holly Hansen does a great job of trying her best to stay up to date on everything. But when you're out there campaigning, when you're talking to voters, when you're, working toward the November ballot, Harris County, even just a few years ago, had some Republican judges on different courts, and those were largely wiped out by Democrats. What are you seeing on the ground? Are we likely to see that again? Will the midterm being a factor, and Joe Biden is president? Midterms often favor the party that is not in the White House. Do you think that will be a factor? What are you seeing on the ground in Harris County?
Well, I see a lot of dissatisfaction and concern and anger over the crime problem. You see it even on the other side in the Democrats' own party. A bunch of their incumbents got tossed out. They got primaried and they lost their primaries, and they're no longer going to be judges next year, right? And so we're seeing a lot of dissatisfaction all across the board. We're just trying to get the message out that, look, judges are only accountable to the voters. They're kings and queens of their court, and the only way you make a change is by getting involved, going to vote, and voting in the right way.
Absolutely. Well, Julian, thank you so much for stopping by, and we will continue to chat with you throughout convention, but thanks for making the time to stop by and say hello to us.
You bet. Thank you for having me.